Welcome over to ChessWhiz TV episode 459, I think. Yeah, it looks about right. Today we're going to play another chess variant. This one I tried to name, gave it a very, very bad name. But this variant is going to be very interesting. Or should I say, variant interesting, because I love bad puns. Here's how it works. Your pawns are commanded. So pawn commander chess, super bad name because it makes it sound like the pawns are the commanders. But no. Don't be confused by ChessWhiz. Pawn commanded chess is what it should be called. So here's the way it works. Your pawns can only move if they're being commanded by the proper piece somewhere behind them. So let me open up Notepad and give you an exact definition here. So let's take this D pawn here, okay? Your pawn can only move if its original piece type is on its file. Okay, does that make any sense? So let's take this pawn, for example. Its original piece type is the king because it starts out in front of the king. So if the king is still on the file, it commands the pawn and this pawn is able to move. So at the start of the game, all the pawns can move because they're all having their original piece behind them. You're in the original position. It's very original. But after, say, a knight moves, then this pawn can't move because it doesn't have a knight behind it. So what I'm going to do is trying to move all my pawns first because they can't move once I develop my stuff. Should be interesting. So like the knights, for example. So he can't move this pawn now. So I'm actually going to fight with pawns because my theory is if I use my pawns now, they'll actually be useful. But if I bring my pieces out, they won't be. I mean, if I bring this bishop out, this pawn can't move. Now, an interesting side effect of this is that all these pawns become immobilized. They're kind of like walls. So normally they're providing defensive capability. For example, these three pawns are important to defending the castle king position, like over around here. But it doesn't work if the pawns can't move. So it's going to be pretty interesting, I think. I just lost a pawn. Oh, wow. I guess I should pay some attention to the chess game. So do I have some kind of trick here where I win? Because that would be nice. No, I don't. Okay, I'm going to move the knight because it's no longer needed because there's no pawn here, okay? I'm just a very simple man here planning through my simple operations. Okay, so now I've got a pretty good check here. So I check him, he's forced back, and then he's out of check. Well, that was anticlimactic. I'm feeling stupid already, but don't worry. It's actually good if I appear stupid because that's one of the reasons you guys watch this show is because I appear stupid on it. You're like, yes, that guy's stupider than me. I love watching this. I mean, you go on there, YouTube, and you watch people who are not as stupid as you. It's kind of humiliating. Like, wow. I like to watch Jordan Peterson, who's way, way smarter than I am. And pretty soon I start feeling kind of unsmart, if that makes any sense. So, maybe that just contradicted what I was trying to say, but whatever. I'm going to put the bishop right here because I'm still an idiot. And part of my idiocy is to allow my pawns to move, okay? I just want my pawns to be able to move. It's very important to me. Very important. So this pawn is frozen in place. What else is going to get frozen here? This one can't move. Oh, that one can't move. Guys, let's just take it. Okay, because this pawn can't move. Oh, yeah. Finally, I'm going to own the guy with some kind of surprise capture. Here we go. Oh, yeah. This is very good. I'm thinking maybe next game I should just leave all my pawns on their home square and not worry about the fact that they can't move because pieces are pretty good, better than pawns. So maybe I'll just use pieces next game instead. But this is pretty good overall, winning a free knight. I wonder if Awesome Rossum really understands the rules because the phrase original piece is a little vague. Oh no, this guy can't move, but that's no problem. I don't really want him anymore. Oh, my pawns are all going to get stuck. I wonder what's going to happen in the end game. So the interesting thing about these variants is that I don't test them at all. Like, come on here to the show. Welcome to ChessWhiz TV. I have no idea what I'm doing. And that's exactly what's happening here because these pawns, I don't need my king there anymore. These pawns won't be able to move. This one can't move. This one can't move. This one can't move. This one can't move. Only this pawn can move. And he's taking advantage of the fact that one of his pawns can still move by moving it. Let's get this knight unpinned, which means the endgame is going to be pretty pathetic, actually, because you can't promote anything that can't move. That's a special rule of chess. If you can't move something, you can't promote it. And I could see that happening to me. which is pretty dumb. This whole life is very dumb. I'm feeling very dumb right now. But you know, better to feel dumb than to be dumb. He proposes a take back. Okay, awesome. Okay, here for take back. I see you have not played very many rated games, but this one is rated, so it's high stakes. Oh, it's so high stakes, it's making me yawn. I'm going to try to release this pawn. I'm going to try to get this pawn here. I'm going to get my bishop over here behind it so that it can be commanded. Because I have a plan, which is to move a pawn. Maybe that's not a great plan. Yeah, good suggestion in the chat. Someone says, ah, that pawn move wasn't legal. The F pawn move. What F pawn move? F, 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 F. Oh, it wasn't. Oh, I've cheated already. Nah, this whole show is falling apart. Fortunately, there's a very low bar for the show. So it's not like you have to like come in blazing with really good jokes prepared ahead of time, because it's like, okay, just sit down in front of the camera, be yourself if you are a self. Why does he want to take back though? Because I actually made a legal move. BF7 is the commanding piece type. It just has to be the right type. Okay. So because bishop started on F8, because bishop started on F8. You like how fast I can type? F88. F88. That's what I meant to say. I can type very fast. The reason is simple. I'm lucky, I guess. I did a lot of practicing. I call it type practicing. I also call this pretty stupid. This is pretty stupid. This is so stupid. I'm going to forget about the variant rules. I mean, moving a pawn one square is not a really overpowering strat. So preparing my pieces in a funny shape so that I can move a pawn one square is not the smartest thing I could be doing here. So I'm just going to forget about that. Now, I really want to keep this pawn. I don't know why, though. I'm thinking I'm going to have a king. Someday I'll have a king, so I want to put it behind this pawn so I can move. But I can't move. Ah, man, my thought processes are very unprocessed today. They're like raw. That's the opposite of processed, right? Let's just come in here and checkmate him. I don't know what to do anymore, so I guess I'll just checkmate you. None of the pawns can move. None of his pawns can move. Okay, so the humor of this game just increased because none of his pawns can move. He has to move his king away. He could have. No, he couldn't do anything. So now I can win his stuff. I seem to be ahead of rook. At some point that happened. And that's going to be pretty useful to winning this game. So maybe we should adjust the rules, because I did get a comment, maybe the king should be allowed to support any pawn. And I kind of agree. In fact, I'm kind of thinking that this variant is so bad that we should just change it into a variant that's more interesting, which is king pawn commander chess. What if only the king can command pawns? Guys. What if, like, he resigns because I'm ahead of rook? That's very reasonable. What if only the king? So king is here, so pawn can move this way. This guy can't move until you get your king behind it. Oh, that's really interesting. Shall we try that? Let's try that. We've got a challenger here from Senki Alphonse. So we'll go play him, and we'll change the rules. Okay, so new rules. We'll just try this out. This is going to be an episode of experimentation. A pawn can only move if its friendly king is somewhere on the same file. I realize that's not how you spell somewhere. Somewhere, I guess I'll type it out again. In case he thinks this word is nowhere, then he would have completely the wrong idea. So the king has to get behind a pawn in order for it to move. So that means that like no pawns can move right now, which is going to be an interesting game in and of itself. But if you manage to get your king behind something, it can move. Wow, that is really dumb, because pawns just aren't very strong, you know? What I really want to do is put my bishop right here. Hold still, man. I got a surprise for you, Senki. It's going to be... I was too slow. Wait, I can still do it. It's kind of interesting. What do you think? Should I just put my bishop right there? Well, yeah, I definitely need to develop the queen. There's no doubt about that, because I need to put my king behind this pawn so it can move. This is going to be kind of a peace game here. This is going to be kind of interesting. I'm just kind of exploring myself, and I'm kind of saying kind of a lot, but you know, it's kind of the thing to do kind of right now. It's risky business. I mean, he could practically take this knight. My pawn can't move, but can't quite practically take it. I am protecting it this way. Many ideas are coming out into the chat, such as the idea, which is its own subreddit. It also says maybe pawns can only move to guarded squares. Nah, stupid idea. I can tell that's stupid because it's not my idea. Let's keep reading. No way to move any pawn but your king pawn at the start of the game. Very insightful. I actually noticed that myself. Let's continue reading about the comments here. There's many people talking in the chat right now. This is crazy. We have multiple viewers of the show simultaneously. So let's see what else they're saying. Morphe is turning in his grave. Or is he morphing in his grave? There's a guy named Paul Morphe who's very dead right now. That's the reason that we're talking about his grave. Let's see. Any pawn a queen's move away from your king. What about any pawn a queen's move away from your king can move? Like, oh, these pawns can move. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe that's better. I better take that. And now... I can't move anything. I'm going to go... Oops, I just castled. Well, I guess I'll do that. Man, that's not too bad, is it? I'm going to attack with this pawn. Hi-ya! I really wish I had left my king over here because I'm screwed on the queen side. What was I thinking? Look at this. This pawn can't move, this pawn can't move, this can't move, so this can't move and this can't get out. But fortunately, my opponent is equally stupid right now. Our IQs are both in the single digits, but don't worry, we're playing each other, so we're doing just fine. Otherwise, we would be losing pretty bad. I didn't want to castle. By the way, I wanted to play king d1 so I could actually loose the other half of my army, which is, by the way, the proper spelling of the proper word here. Lose, because everyone spells lose that way, you know. Get it? Get it? It's hard to give that kind of joke over the air. Over the air. This is being broadcast over the air. But lose is spelled L-O-S-E. Like that. I'm moving this pawn because I can. Versus lose. Loose is spelled with two O's. Okay? Get this right. Why? Because I'll be angry if you don't get it right. And I'm also angry about this. Sankey Alphonse has given me a draw. Now, fortunately, he's rated higher, so my rating will go up. I should be actually rated about 1915, which is why we're so close. But I'm slightly underrated right now because I play these stupid variants. So I really can't use half my army. That's very restrictive. But I can use this pawn. Wait till I own this guy. Just watch. Just watch this attack. It's going to be so fun. Oh, never mind. I've got my own queen stuck, don't I? Man. Hi, Artist, stupid. That's what we used to type back when we were cool. We'd spell the. Oh, that's a cheat. That's a cheat. At least my opponent's cheating. That'll make me feel better. I hope I run out of time during his cheat so I can be like, well, that wasn't a fair game since I ran out of time. Don't trap your own queen's a new idea I have right now. Just coming up with some new ideas that just don't trap your own queen. So let's put the king here. Now we can move these pawns. So they're very interested in moving right now, so let's make that happen. Senki, you're out of... Oh, he was almost out of time. What do we take? Let's take this one. This is kind of fun. The problem is queens are pretty good. And... Oh, take back because he cheated. Queens are pretty good. Whoops. Don't resign. Careful. Just stroke your chin a little bit. That's what I meant to do. Run out of time. I'll give him time. Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad now. I can't move that. My king is on its way to D1. And when it gets there, I'm going to release half my army. And I'm going to be OP. Check it out. My king is allowing this pawn to move. Okay, so let's talk about the philosophy and meaning of life. Because I definitely don't have anything to contribute here on the chessboard. I am getting some stuff going here. Considering I have only a king and rook, I am doing a lot with my life. No, I'm not. I'm doing nothing with my life. I'm glad he didn't take this bishop, because this wasn't able to move. But I'm almost to d1, and then I'm going to unleash the fury of my own pieces. Sankey, just run out of time, please. It'll make me feel a lot better. Now he can take my bishop, but don't tell him. Good. Yes, I moved the d-pawn. Now I am unstoppable. I actually think I can win this game now. I actually think I can win this because I released my queen side and the Kraken, which are both good to release. Okay, so now that I am owning it up, let's take a bunch of free stuff. Looks like that's free. Oh, no, it's not very free. No, I had an idea. It was very flawed, but it was an idea. My idea was something like this. Promote your pawn, not noticing he can capture you and that you can't move your pawn. Yeah, it was a pretty bad idea, but it was an idea of my own, so that's something good. He's moved that now. It's interesting. Let's try this. My king allowed that, so what a stupid variant. What a stupid variant. Can I just checkmate him in the middle of the board, baby? Oh, I really want to checkmate you. Okay, let's see if this works. No, it doesn't. What is happening? I want to play this. Don't tell him. But look what it's going to do, right? It's going to make him move. How dumb. He just moves. Okay, keep checkmating. No, he's going to move that pawn. Don't let him. Don't let him. No. Yeah. Let's think about a recent time when I was eating a meal with another person. Believe it or not, sometimes I do that. I'm going to resign this game because Senki, this is just... I loosed the game. Let's play again. New rule. Your pawn can only move. Your pawn... New rules. Your pawn can only move if it is touching your king. Okay? Because kings like to be touched. We're just going to try these rules, okay? I know nobody suggested them, but whatever. I'm making these rules. I'm in charge here. I'm the boss. If you're wondering, like, who's in charge of this stream? It's me. So, there you go. Let's just send him out to fight. Okay, so now your king has to lead the charge if you want your pawns to ever move again. Should be interesting. Should be interesting. Is he going to move his king out there, though? That's the question. Is he going to come out here and fight? Because I think that'd be pretty stupid. But let's find out if he does. Should be interesting. I kind of want to do that, actually. I kind of want to bring my king out there and fight. What do you think about this move? Interesting. You should not bring your king out, I think. Ooh, that's a free knight now. Oh, be careful. Yeah, if your king is here, you could just check it. Enemy knights can check it and then force it away. And then the pawns are still frozen. So don't do that. Don't do that, certainly. I'm so tempted, though. I really want my king here. But I think it's stupid, so let's just keep playing chess. I can now capture this. It's weird that I'm the black pieces, yet I'm making all the threats. So let's go here. This is basically like pawn wall chess, right? The pawns can't move unless except in strange circumstances, as when assisted by their leader. So that's pretty much they can't move. So they're kind of like walls. Like none of these pawns on the whole board can move right now. So they're walls. Get it? Good. I'm glad I've explained that sufficiently. Dubious. Very dubious. Guess I'll take the queen. He takes the queen. Guess I'll take the knight. Yeah. I got an idea here. Then I'll take this, then I'll take this. That's my plan. It's going to be 2 knights against 2 bishops. But, as you recall, bishops are a lot better than knights. Do you remember that? However, there's a situation where they're not, and that is if the board is so clogged up that the bishops can't move. And take a look at this board. The pawns can't move. So because there can never be any pawn trades, hopefully the 2 bishops are going to be pretty sweetly bad. The pawns can't move. So let's get out of this pin so we can take this. Of course, that does open it up. I have to do this. This is interesting, actually. I'm starting to get interested. He does not have doubled bishops, the bishop pair, I mean, anymore. Doubled bishops? What kind of a fish am I? Talking about the doubled bishops. Let's see. I need to move something. It's my turn again. This is so stressful. I gotta fight with this pawn because I can, and his pawns can't fight at all because his king is not near them. So I take, his bishop takes. That's not great. I'm thinking that only this file means anything. Actually, like this open file. I'm thinking nothing's really going to be useful over here. Let's close this up. Now, really nothing can happen at all. Oh, okay. Better defend that. Oh, this could be tough. I have to capture... Oh, I could capture either way. Oh, I could have. Didn't have to. Whatever. Huh. Well, this is a great shape for me. I mean, he has this backwards pawn. In chess terms, this is very good for me now. He has this bad bishop that's blocked in by pawns. I have a knight in an outpost square. He has an open file that faces nothing he can attack, and my open file faces something I can attack very hardly. Does that make sense? Very hardly. It's a very hardly attack. So let's just win now. I mean, this is an endgame where you can just win. I think I'll defend that. This way. And then I'll double up. And I will win like this. He's trying to get his bishop out to somewhere useful. Which, that's smart. I would do that if I were him. Good. Too bad I can't prevent that. Keep trading pawns. Interesting suggestion. 1, 2, 3. 3 defenders, 3 attackers. Let's bring this guy up here. I have 3 attackers. He has 3 defenders, so nothing's happening there. Let's get unpinned. So here's one of the maneuvers you can play. One of the many maneuvers. This is a great position for me. Another of my maneuvers can be taking this pawn because of the pin. There's a lot of tricks you can do in this kind of position. Now he's moving back, so he's even more frozen than before. He's very tangled up. This is very good for me. Very, very. In case you're wondering how it is, very is. Extremely is. Oh, that was not great. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. I'm defending here. And let's head back this way. Now his bishop is super bad. Instead of just kind of mostly very bad, it's even worse than that. So this is good. I'm glad I got his bishop. I got this pawn up here. I'm glad of that. He wants to advance it again, perhaps. What if I were to take advantage of the fact that he is getting owned right now? Oh, I'm out of time. No, I was getting so interested in this. Too interested, in fact. Okay, so I'm going to attack the knight, and I'm going to go here, which is kind of a move. And meanwhile, I'm going to a pawn storm. My plan, which cost me a whole second, which was the whole game, was to attack with pawns over here because his pawns can't move, right? And mine can't. Meanwhile, he's trying to do something here, but he's really can't because of the bad shape. So, NP. So I actually liked that game and think we should rematch. That's very interesting. So our kings are in opposite areas. So my king can assist in a pawn attack here, and his king can assist nothing because his pawns are very weakly bad. They're very weakly. Once a week, these pawns are pawns. He's not taking a rematch, so let's go play with someone in the chat. I want to try this variant again because that was an interesting ending for sure. We're still calling it Pawn Commander Chess, but now pawns are commanded by kings. It works. It works. Come on. Let's do this. We got a challenger. It's awesome. Erasum is back. So the rules are your pawn can only move if it is touching your king in the most Platonic sense of the word. So there is, of course, the interesting idea of opening with your king fighting toward the center. Just being like, my king is a thing, here it comes. I'm going to do it. I'm even black, so I shouldn't be doing anything crazy, but yeah, because let me just explain what I mean by that. The first player is the white player, and he has the first chance to do crazy things. So he should be, if someone should do crazy things, it should be white, because he has an extra move to do it. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, too bad. I'm done explaining it. This could be problematic. I'm going to have to defend that. Awesome. That was not so awesome. It was good in theory. The theory that my pawn can't take you. But there's another theory on this chessboard. It's a much better theory for me. Let's defend that with queen, I guess. So, because I'm ahead of piece, I guess let's try that again. Because I'm ahead of piece, I once again don't think I should do anything crazy. Just maneuver back to the square. Maneuver. It's very difficult to spell the word maneuver, by the way. You might think, hey, I'm good at spelling, but no. Try spelling maneuver, failing, and then thinking about your spelling abilities. One of the most difficult words to spell. Harder than lose, which some people type this way. It's wrong. That says loose. Did I explain that? Yes, I did, but there's another word that really annoys me. Can you tell how annoyed I am right now? It's like 9 out of 10 annoyance because I'm thinking about how people can't spell the word definitely. And that's making me very annoyed. And if you look at my brain, like the annoyance is like dominating most of my brain. Brains, very interesting to me, such as my own. I'm most interested in my own brain, of course. Who isn't interested in my brain? So, the word definitely, here's how you spell it. First, you think definitely has finite in the middle, which is finite. Finite. You see this? That's how you spell definitely. It has to have finite inside it. So then there's the de and there's the li. This is how you spell definitely. Now, if you start with finite, you're good to go. You can think I'm infinitely bad at spelling, and infinite has finite also, so that'll help you to spell it. You can be like, wow, aren't I so infinitely bad? Yes, I am. That's how you spell definitely. That's a great way to remember it. That's how I remember it, except for instead of bad, I think good. I think I'm so infinitely good. Yes, I'm spelling definitely correctly. And of course, if you use an A like this, definitely. I've seen this so many times that a part of my brain has died. The part that tells me that this is okay. It's okay to spell words wrong if the meaning comes across. If the meaning is communicated properly, then it doesn't matter how you really type. Okay, so as you can see, it doesn't really matter. This is just a demonstration that if the meaning is communicated properly, then it doesn't matter how you really type. You see that? I communicated and it doesn't matter. However, that part of my brain died when I saw definitely, and for obvious reasons. So I've sent my king over here, which means only these pawns can move. Meanwhile, he sent his king over here, which means those pawns can move. And this is making for a very interesting situation because none of these guys can do anything. I'm going to fix this problem by bringing my king to f3. Is that a stupid idea? Yes. Let's see how stupid I can be here. Awesome. Don't run out of time. I would be disappointed. Let's bump that up a little bit. This is going to be a slow process, but gradually, okay, I guess I should take this for free. Gradually, I'm going to advance these pawns. I can't go 2 squares. I guess I could. It would be captured. Oh, no, it can't be captured. Great. I have to get away. So I can go 2 squares. I'll just go 2 squares, and then I'll put the king behind it. It'll be powerful. Here we go. He can't really lead a charge with his king, because there's an enemy queen over here, which is pretty powerful. Oh, speaking of enemy queens, get this thing out of here. There we go. There we go. I'm reminded of the phrase, fitness for a particular purpose. You ever heard that phrase? He's trading his knight for this pawn. This makes me say, which isn't quite a word, but is definitely what's going on in my head right now. Look at that. Okay, it's gone now. You can no longer look at it. Very dubious move, I must say. I'll just move my knight to the edge so that we're both dubiouser. Or should I say, very strange. Humans make the biggest fires. The chat is very interesting right now. We've got that comment. Lightning makes the biggest fires and probably has made the most amount of fires on Earth. Wow, you guys are so witty. I'll just take this with double check. I don't know what to do. I'd rather read about fires than checkmate you. So what does that say? I guess I'll checkmate you so I can read about fires. GG. Well, this is once again somewhat interesting, but definitely less interesting. I think his plan of fighting over here fell apart, but maybe it would be good if it weren't bad. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, but it's definitely an interesting variant. I'm going to try this time with a new opponent to actually fight with my king in the opening. I'm going to put my king right here so that these pawns can capture things. Let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. Here we go. Should be good. So comment in the chat. Humans are the most best creatures for converting oxygen into carbon dioxide. This is a good move. Very good. Interesting statement. I'd rather talk about my own brain. So in my brain, I have multiple parts of the brain. There's like the commander part, like as in pawn commander, that's like, dude, don't do that. And then there's the other part of the brain, which is like, I want to eat cookies. And that part is very, very dominating in general in my brain. Where's my king going to go? Seriously, here it gets checked. Here it blocks the bishop. So let's get the bishop out first, and then let's put it right here. Because king d6 seems very smart to me. Oh, I are smart. Let's do it. I'm going to have a problem with this pawn, so we'll defend it. He's cheating. There's a verse in the Bible. It's in Romans, written by the Apostle Paul. It says something like, that which I do not wish to do. That which I do not wish to do, I do. I think it's speaking of the sin nature, the nature of people to... Oops, I just... Okay, I just agreed to a draw. Very fitting for the verse. I did not wish to draw, and I agreed to a draw. And I just lost a ton of rating points because his rating is 1,000. Don't laugh at me. I meant to do that with a part of my brain, the bad part. So it's speaking of the theory in this part of the book of Romans is that humans have a sinful nature and we're just constantly corrupted to do evil things. It's a big part of the idea that humans are inherently bad and do bad things if allowed. I can't move that, so let's just do it this way. I'm gonna play this way again, except I'm not gonna agree to a draw and move 10 or whatever that was. We're gonna try to actually play chess. But in my brain, it's not exactly like that. Instead, here's how I interpret my own brain's behavior, is that there's multiple parts of my brain that want different things. It's kind of like a rule by committee. There's a whole bunch of different insane people in my head. Don't take that out of context. Each one wanting it. Oh, he's using the same strat. This is kind of okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to change strategies because I actually just wanted him to do this so that I could checkmate him. It's not really about me here. It's about him. Do I need to move my king? This is funny to me. I'll just bring my queen up. This is a very bad opening in case you're wondering. But it's going to be fun. All these different crazy people in my head wanting different things. So for example, there's a part of me that wants to sleep at night. Okay, hopefully that's a big part. But then there's another part of me that wants to stay up and play Borderlands 2. Just kidding, I've never played that game, but it's pretty good. I've heard because you shoot things and blood comes out. It's pretty fun. Or Mass Effect or some other game, right? That's a different part of my brain. The part that's like, guys, time to sleep. And by guys, I mean all the guys in my head. That's definitely a different part. Is this like checkmate? I'm definitely checkmating him. This is going better than expected in every way, except I'm not eating cookies right now, which is an inferior consumption. I wonder if I could just checkmate this guy. He doesn't want me to play knight f7, so I'll be like, okay. And then I'll tell him the rules, just because I forgot to do that. I'm not going to agree to a draw. You know what? This calls for advancing the king. Now I can capture here. Yeah. He took my knight. Brilliant. That was pretty cool. What did I just do? I I could have just checkmated him. I'm like, this is not making sense. I don't know why I did it this way, which isn't to checkmate, but whatever. I'll just checkmate you now. Who cares? This is pretty brutal for him. Yeah. So there's really two distinct ways you can think about the fact that you do things you don't want to do and you don't do things you want to do. I mean, there's the sin nature theory, which is a very old theory saying that there's um, there's bad influences on you. No, that you are bad. That theory actually says you are bad. It's very strong in Calvinism, which is a form of Christianity where it's like humans are ultimately depraved of all good things and they just do rotten things all the time. And then there's the brain theory that just says your brain does what it does because it wants to. And your brain is you. You're your brain. Very, very different model. But they can actually both be applied with some kind of semblance of cohesion. That's what I want to say. Yeah, that's a good word. Cohesion. Some semblance of... I'm going to checkmate him. Cohesion with both models. It's very fascinating to me how both models can kind of work, actually, even though they're so different. Why isn't he in checkmate yet? Seriously, seriously, dude. Okay, this is checkmate because your pawns can't capture. He. That was cool. That was fun, just showing that off. GG. I got 2 more challengers. Thank you for playing me twice, mate on F7. Thanks for that draw in the first game. We're now going to play Messy Answer at 2100. We're going to finish out the show with this amazing 2100. I'm 2100 too. I just lowered my rating to fit in with those common folk. But let's make sure Messy Answer is okay with this crazy variant. He actually played me a couple years ago. I still remember him, as you can see down here. I usually beat him. 3 out of 5 games, I beat him. But we haven't played in years, so it's going to be good. I'm not going to do anything dumb like this, because that's dumb. And I'm not a dumb person. When it comes right down to it, I'm mediocre. Not dumb. Defend that. Advance this pawn. We'll just create this blob. It's very interesting. I think the blob is good. Oh, very insightful comment from Tziznorek, which is quite the username. He says, I kind of have to defend this, actually. Oh, problem here, too. Oh, but this isn't defended at all. So that's an important thing. Man, I'm already kind of tangled up. I don't see an easy way out of this. If I block with the bishop, he can trade and take my pawn. If I defend with the queen, he can trade and take my pawn. If I defend with the king, I'm a stupid pants. And my other options are not very good. If I pin him, he just takes my knight for free. Well, I guess I'll defend with the bishop. My most good bad idea. So Situ Mibu says our brains are badly trained neural networks. Okay, okay. Maybe yours is. Mine is well trained, just in case you're wondering. Okay. I got this pawn saved by him not taking it. That's pretty much how I saved it. Tziznorek says most of us don't understand our own motives, so we put ourselves in situations that cause, quote, weird urges. And he didn't put the quotes in, but oops, I lost a pawn. But I put those quotes in because I think that's a very interesting phrase, weird urges, and I think that'd be a good name for a band. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, weird urges. Yeah. Can't believe I said that out loud. Okay, he's moving around again. Very, very good moves he's making. Let's save the rook. That's all I can do. I'm gonna just destroy this guy. Here I come. Oh, I'm gonna lose my knight if I go out there. Well, that's too bad. What can you say? Let's get this pawn defended so I can move this bishop to somewhere useful. I could also take this. Ooh. Check him. That looks powerful because he can't block that. Okay. Got to focus here a little bit. I got some weird urges, but I have to squelch those urges right now. Okay. That's my move. Showing off my elite skills, man. I got 2 attackers here. He can't defend it. Twice. Yes. We're leaning on the variant. This is a good variant. It took a little while, but look at that free bishop. Oh, and then there's this one for free. Very good play, ChessWhiz. Yes. Just come back here. And let's take that for free. Messi answers getting owned by the variant. He's probably embarrassed right now. I'm hoping he's embarrassed because it's hard to embarrass a guy over the internet without typing anything. I mean, if you ever tried it, what do? Just stare at their username until they feel embarrassed? It's pretty hard, but using these chess pieces, I seem to have done it. Okay, you didn't eat enough cake, so you find yourself craving cookies. No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that the way sugar works is if you don't eat enough sugar, you need more. I actually think the way sugar works in this country, which is every developed country, is that the more sugar you eat, the more sugar you want to eat because it is a addiction. That's my theory on that. The less sugar you eat, the more you're able to overcome urges to eat sugar. As long as you eat a very basic amount, which consists of like eating anything, is enough sugar. Like bread has plenty of sugar in it, so you're good to go with bread. Let's talk about diet because I know nothing about diet except eat lots of bread. That's a pretty good dietary rule, I think. Okay, let's trade queens. That sounds great to me. I mean, I'm ahead by a knight and a bishop, so sounds like a good time to trade queens to me. I don't know why I did that. Just released his rook, but this is a good way to stop that rook from being rookie. Okay, I'm forked, aren't I? Hmm. I just lost one of my two things. Luckily for me, I have a ton of things. So I could just still win. Oh, Citrumbu says my pizza is ready to screw all your brain is taking over. That's not really correct grammar, but I get the idea that when pizza enters the picture, I can no longer make any decisions. And I think that's pretty accurate. Hmm. Don't take my bishop. I'll just give up the pawn there to defend this pawn. Oh, this is very frustrating. Oh, that's a cheat, but I didn't run out of time, and that's good, because I would have been super angry if I ran out of time. Take back declined. It was a cheat. It was a cheat, messy answer, and here's some free time. Yeah, I know. He's not going to let me. Too bad. What kind of guy is this? I'm getting on ChessWhiz TV, and I'm going to force him to cheat. He's going to know that I think of him as CheatWhiz, the true CheatWhiz. Wow. It's like, too bad you have to cheat. I'm amazed by that. I've never had anyone do that to me. Good job. I mean, not because I'm cheating, but because I've never seen anyone force me to cheat. I just lost my other thing. No. I'm not a great player right now, but don't worry. I still have the most pawns, right? Oh, I have fewer. I have fewer pawns. How do you lose when you have an extra knight and bishop? Apparently this is how. Mm, yeah, I'll take that. That's important to take for sure. So that his pawn majority doesn't become an outside pass pawn, which would become a queen, which becomes checkmate. Gotta prevent that chain reaction. Nip it in the bud. So I was asked the other day by someone, what is the thing you're most interested in? And I knew immediately. I'm interested in free rooks, man. And also, I'm also interested in the nature of consciousness. So if you happen to know the nature of consciousness, the true nature, and I don't mean like what the essay called The Nature of Consciousness says the nature of consciousness is, I'll have to send him this face because I was amazed by that. Now I have 4 challengers. The show is over. Goodbye, mate on F7. Goodbye, Kid Monarius. Goodbye, Blowjob King 123. Oh, that's off screen, so I sound dumb. BJK 123 is what it says, okay? And bye, Genki Chess 1942. Oh, Genki. I can't not play Genki chess. I have to play it because Genki is such a cool word. Isn't that like a green stretchy thing? It's called Genki? Define Genki. Is this Google? I think you can just type your questions in there and answers come out, right? Let's see what happens when I go here besides revealing. all the websites I like to visit. What else happens? Genki, it's a new word suggestion, a Japanese word used by native English-speaking teachers to describe children who are lively or energetic or who are almost uncontrollable. That sounds like me. Let's put that in the chat. It's from 2013. Okay, now that I've filled the chat with my wisdom, I'm not going to move that knight. Because remember how I got owned by that pin? I'm going to do that to him instead. Pawns can capture if they start out defended by their own king. Okay, so now I can just take this for free. Thank you very much. Maniacal laugh commences. QQ Knight is in the chat. And he says, ChessWhiz, how are you doing, mate? Well, I don't know. I'm assuming you mean checkmate my opponent when you say mate. How are you doing, mate? Oh, look, a royal fork. Boy, this sure fell apart quickly for Mr. Genki, didn't it? It's very Genki in this position. I wonder if he'll just resign, because look at that. Look at that royal fork right there. Let's rematch. Okay, so there's a chess variant going on right now for you guys wandering in. Your pawn can only move if it is touching your king before it moves. Afterward, it can go anywhere it wants, such as e5. This is already problematic. This is already bad. I'm going to move my queen. Because if I play here and he plays here, it's not easy to fix my problems. So let's cause him problems instead. Actually, that's pretty good, I think. How am I doing? The reason I don't know how I'm doing is because just like I don't know my own motives, I don't know my own level of satiation. My own life satisfaction score. I don't know it. But I'm in a position in life now where I can try to do a lot of different things because I'm now supported fully by ChessWhiz TV. I basically can just live on ChessWhiz TV. And by that I mean $40 per month. Thank you to the supporters of the show. I can live on $40 a month very easily. I just eat the same thing all the time and never buy things. It's pretty straightforward to live on $40 a month. So I'm doing that so I can basically do anything I want with my life. Now, I might be lying right now, but just assume I'm not, okay? Because life is more interesting if you assume that ChessWhiz is telling the truth. So the question is, what should I do? What should I be striving toward? Or should I strive at all? Maybe I should just like smell flowers and sneeze and be like, that was a great life. I'm not really sure what I should be doing. What I'm doing right now is once a week, I'm making videos of myself saying really stupid things so that when I'm really old and then I'm dead, my great-great-grandchildren will watch ChessWhiz TV and they'll say, wow, what a waste of time. And then they'll turn it off. So that's what's actually going to happen. But I imagine them being like, wow, wasn't great-great-grandfather an interesting person? I wish he were still alive today. And then that wish would somehow make me alive. That's the plan, right? Immortality through ChessWhiz TV. So far it's working. As you can see, I'm still alive. So the plan is going according to plan, as plans do. But who knows if I'm cheating? I am cheating. How did this pawn get up here? How did that pawn? Only through cheats. And look at this pawn. We are cheating. Colon. Okay, this is a question mark mouth for confused people. We're going to try to stop cheating starting now, okay? We're going to play moves like this, which is brilliant. Pawns can't move unless they started out touching their king at the start of their move. That's how, in case you're wondering. Which is more powerful? This check, which isn't, or this isn't check? Which one's better? That one. So A3 and C5 were cheats. I'll put lots of love here at the end. A3 and C5 were cheats. Lots of love. I love that acronym. Here's some more love. I just picked up a free bishop. And I'm really destroying him. One apiece. I get it. Because it's a chess piece. Pretty clever. So, oh, well, can't take that. Can't take that. Just about got a little too crazy there. What can I do here? Everything. I'm not going to take your rook, though. I have bigger plans for the universe. Wow, this is fun. Winning is pretty fun. Now I have to save the bishop. No problem. I'll just save the bishop. Yeah, I'm winning. Should I play another game after this, or should I end the show? We've got BKJ back to play me again. Gonna decline that because he's challenged me to 5 minutes with 0 increment. He doesn't even know me. He literally doesn't know me. I never play that time control BKG, BJK, whatever your name is. I never do. So that's why I declined you. Pretty fun variant to just take all his stuff. These are the only pawns of his that can move right now. So I'd be interested in your advice. I'd be interested to hear you, the viewer, right below the video in the chat or in the YouTube comments if you're watching on YouTube. I want to hear what you think I should do with my life because it is all too obvious to me that I'm becoming very old. I've been streaming now for 5 years and I watch my earlier streams and I'm like, wow, those are blurry. And you know, that's not something I can change because they were recorded in that way. So it's very clear to me that I need to do something quick before I die of old age. So I want to hear what that is. I want to hear what's important to do. Because I was watching Fred Rogers and he's like, loving people, animals, and the world we live in is the most important part about being alive. I told you this a few episodes ago. And I just can't swallow that. There's got to be something more important than loving people, animals, and the planet. Come on, man, that's so boring. But maybe he's right. I love Mr. Rogers, though, because he got stomach cancer. That's just how I'm going to die, too. It's so fitting. Actually, that's not why I love him, in case you're wondering. There's another reason. It's the music. I turn on Mr. Rogers' music from my streams. I mute it so you can't hear it, but right now it's like, it's you I like. Every part of you. That's what's in my headphones right now. These are actually wired headphones, and I've taken the wires out because I like it low volume, if you know what I mean. And it's like Friend. How does it go? Special, special to me. You're special to me. That's what's going on in my head right now. Oh. I win. I win. Yes. So that's what I listen to for fun. GG. I'll get you on the next variant, waving fist. That's probably how he's saying goodbye. Genki Chess, he's like, bye, waving his fist at me. That's probably all that's happening. Now that I've sung to you, I think that's the first time I've sung. I have beatboxed to you on this show. I don't do that very often, but occasionally I do that. Now I have sung to you as well, so I've pretty much rounded out ChessWhiz TV. Why have more episodes? But wait, if we go to ChessWhiz.tv, I've just flashed on my websites again. If we go to this website and click calendar, you can see what's coming up next. This is ChessWhiz.tv. If you can spell ChessWhiz, you can come here and you can be like, wow, fuel chess. That's interesting. What's that? The pawns are going to be fuel to the pieces. It's going to be a very interesting variant. So stick around for a whole week and you'll see that next week. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Anyway, I had fun. Hope you had fun. This has been ChessWhiz TV. Thanks for watching.